Hello everyone, I'm Liz and today I have a fat burning lower body workout for you to target the legs and glutes. All you're going to need is a set of dumbbells, so grab a weight that challenges you, and then we'll hop right into it with a dynamic warm-up. If you don't have dumbbells, this workout can also be done with body weight. It's going to be a little less effective in the strengthening area, but you're still going to get some great movement in. First up are hip hinges. Moving into butt kickers next. Take out the jump for a low impact version. You can step back and forth if your joints are a little stiff. Next, we'll step our feet nice and wide as we drop one hip to one side at a time, sinking back in the heels, getting a nice stretch through the inner thighs and warming up a little bit through the legs and glutes. Make sure you keep your back nice and flat and the core pulled in here. Next, we have some classic high knees. Again, take out the jump here. If this is tough on your joints, you can just lift one knee up at a time and crunch through the core. Keep breathing. Trying to get the body nice and warm here before we head into that workout. Get the heart rate up a little bit. Next, we have hip openers. Start with your feet together, then we'll lift one knee up and out, and then reverse the motion before we switch to the other side. Drawing nice big circles with the knees, trying to open up through the inner thighs, activate through the outer glutes, and build some balance here. So brace your core to keep nice and steady as you lift the legs. All right, once more, we'll step the feet nice and wide, take a deep breath in to reach up overhead, and then a long breath out to sweep down towards the floor. Just an overhead reach here, opening up through the shoulders, the back, the chest, and getting a bit of a stretch through the hamstrings as well. All right, moving into some basic bodyweight squats next. So just a basic squat, sitting back in the heels, driving down through the glutes and quads to stand up, pull in that core, keep the chest open. Moving into our final warm-up exercise. Just let me fix my mat quick here. Finally, we have some alternating reverse lunges. So just a basic reverse lunge, take a nice big step back, drop that knee down until it's just about on the floor, but don't let it rest. Then drive through that front leg and glute to stand back up and repeat on the other side. Don't forget to keep the core strong, stand up tall. Let's quickly shake it out with the boxer shuffle before we head into your main workout. So we're going to start with 3 trisets today. Each triset will begin with a basic deadlift, followed by a squat variation, and finishing with 10 jump squats. We're going to do that 3 times through. We'll follow this with 2 supersets of a lunge, supersetting with a calf raise, and then we'll finish with some glute bridges on the ground. When you're ready, let's grab those weights for a deadlift and get started with 10. Setting up with the feet about shoulder width apart, hinging at the hips, get those weights nice and low, then keep a nice flat back as you drive through the glutes and hamstrings to lift. Keep your chest open, keep the weights nice and close to the body, and keep those abs braced. A good breathing pattern here is to inhale on the lower and exhale on the lift. Almost through. And that is our first set of deadlifts, heading right into our first squat, which is just a basic squat variation. Grab a weight that's challenging for you. I'm using 2 25s here, but use whatever you have on hand. Just make sure you're challenging yourself as much as you can. Again, we're doing 10 reps here. One more rep. These weights were definitely getting heavy here. And let's set those dumbbells aside. Next, we have your first set of 10 jump squats. When you're ready, drop down into the heels and then fire up into the air as hard as you can. Put all your power into these jumps. Just make sure you land with soft knees and control. And that is our first tri-set complete. We have a brief rest here, and then we're going to head into set number 2. We'll be doing the same pattern, so 10 deadlifts, a different squat variation this time, and then finishing once more with jump squats. Getting ready for round 2, grab those dumbbells. If that first set of deadlifts felt a bit easy, go a little bit heavier. Here we go. 10 reps. Keep those shoulders down and back. Keep your weight in your heels. Just a couple more reps here. And that is our second set of deadlifts. Getting ready for your second squat variation, we're doing a sumo or plie squat. So feet are nice and wide, turn the toes out, drop straight down in between the legs, keeping those knees wide, and then imagine you're trying to squeeze your inner thighs together as you come up. Really press down through the heels and squeeze through the adductors along the inner thighs. Sit up tall, keep the shoulders back. I'm holding a 25 at my chest here. You can also hold a weight down between your legs. If you want to push yourself super hard, you can grab 2 weights and hold them up at the shoulders. Just make sure your form is perfect first. I like going a little lighter on the weights here, just so I can really focus on the details of squeezing the adductors through the lifting motion. And that is it for sumo squats. You know what's next. We have another set of 10 jump squats. When you're ready, give it all you've got. Nicely done. All right, we have another well-earned rest before we have your third and final tri-set. Grab a sip of water if you need, shake out those tired muscles, and catch your breath. All right, it is time for your third and final tri-set. Let's grab those dumbbells for your third set of 10 deadlifts. Get set up, and here we go. One more rep. And let that go. Set those weights aside. I'm keeping 125 at my chest for the third and final squat variation, a ski squat. So setting up with your feet hip width apart and toes straight forward, and then sitting down in the heels while keeping the ankles and knees aligned. Try not to lean too far forward here. Try and sit up tall. You're going to feel this squat a little more on the inside of the glutes towards the center, as well as the inner thighs. All right, set that weight aside. We have your third and final round of 10 jump squats. Give this one everything you have. No more jumps after this. And rest. All right, we have a bit of a longer breather here before we head into the superset portion of our workout. We're going to be getting started with some weighted reverse lunges in just a moment. That is it for your rest. Grab some weights that challenge you. We're going to get started with an alternating reverse lunge first. Stepping back, get that knee nice and low, and then drive through that front foot to come forward. Make sure you don't arch in the lower back to compensate here. We're only doing 2 rounds of lunge variations, so again, really make sure you're using some heavy weights. You should be nice and tired by the end of the round. Almost through, we're just doing 12 reps total here. All right, set those weights aside for a hot second. Next, we are supersetting with a calf raise. I'm just doing this one body weight. You're welcome to hold a dumbbell if you like. We're just gonna roll up onto the toes, squeeze through the calves, the quads, the glutes, and the core just for a second before lowering back down to hover and repeating. Working through 15 reps total. I like moving nice and slow here and focusing on holding at the top as long as I can. Body weight is usually effective on tired muscles, but again, if this is feeling a little bit too simple, feel free to grab some dumbbells. All right, shake that out for a moment. We'll be heading into superset number 2. We are back to a reverse lunge. This time the variation is going to be a curtsy. So all the same rules apply. You're just stepping back a little bit on the diagonal behind the front leg to target the gluteus medius muscle on the side of the glute a little more. So grab those weights. Here we go. Again, we have 12 reps. Stepping back into that curtsy, driving through that front heel, front glute to come forward. All right, set those weights aside. We have your second and final set of calf raises. And shake it out. We are done with those. All right, we are in the final stretch of our workout here, coming down to the floor to finish with 2 glute bridge supersets. So grab a nice heavy weight and place that on your hips. We're going to move through 15 weighted glute bridges, focusing on our glutes, hamstrings, and our core. So snuggle those heels in nice and close to your butt. We'll drive down through the heels and lift the glutes to the ceiling. Almost through. And set that weight aside. We are supersetting these bridges with one core move, a boat pose. So extend the legs out long, reach the arms down by your sides with the palms facing the ceiling, and lift that head, neck, chest, and shoulders off the floor. Pull the ribs in, tuck the tailbone under. Don't forget to keep breathing here in this contraction. And let that go. All right, we have your final superset of this workout. We are back to those weighted glute bridges one more time. So grab your dumbbell and we'll start again into 15 reps. All right, set that weight aside. We have your final little push of work for the day. Let's head right back to that boat pose. You've got this. And let that relax. All right, everybody, that is the last little bit of the workout. We're gonna head right into a cool down and stretch. We're gonna start by hugging the knees into the chest. Give yourself a quick little lower back release. Next, we'll place the right ankle over the left knee and then reach behind the left hamstrings and pull them towards your chest for a deep hip and glute stretch. Now place your left foot on the floor and cross the right leg over the left before dropping both legs to the left side and extending the arms out in a T for a deep torso rotation. You might feel this in the top hip as well. And then we'll slowly lift up the legs and switch to that deep hip and glute stretch on the opposite side, left ankle over right knee. And now we'll place our right foot on the ground, cross the left leg over the right, and again, let both legs fall to the right side, arms out in a T. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground here as well. Now we'll lift the legs back up once more and roll up to a seat. Extend the legs out long and transition into a forward fold. And roll it up to the top. Now we'll bring the soles of the feet together, grab the ankles and gently pull them in towards you. Press the knees down and add a little bit of a lean forward to really open up through those hips. And coming up to your feet for your final couple of stretches of the day, we'll just do a basic quad stretch. Bend one knee, grab the foot or the ankle, and gently pull that heel in towards your glutes. You can gently push that hip forward to deepen the stretch just a little bit. Switch legs, same thing on the other side. And that is all I have for you today. Great job, everybody. See you soon.